I was stationed in Atsugi, Japan, where Oswald had been stationed before I met him. And that was how I got the idea that I was qualified to write a book about him, because I thought the conditions overseas that I encountered explained why he had defected to the Soviet Union. That's what I thought at the time. Now I think he was a spy. I think he was sent to the Soviet Union. Possibly, one theory that I've read that rings true to me is that he was sent over there to bring Marina back, because she was the niece of a Soviet colonel in the Soviet intelligence, and there was some type of mutual hostage-taking arrangement so they could share information with the Soviets, so the Americans could. Whatever it was like, obviously my original thesis about Oswald, of him just becoming gradually disillusioned with the United States, was mistaken. Whatever actually went on was much deeper than that and had much more to do with the intelligence community. So by 1975, I was disposed to think that I must have been connected with the Kennedy assassination in some way besides Oswald, in some way that I didn't understand. And when the thing that set me off most was discovering a copy of the Yipster Times with pictures of Howard Hunt and Frank Sturgis and one other individual being taken into custody in Dealey Plaza, disguised as tramps, being taken into custody in Dealey Plaza right after the assassination, just within minutes of the assassination. The famous tramp photos that Weberman and Canfield wrote a book called Coup d'etat in America about these photos and surrounding data that reinforces the theory that it was Hunt and Sturgis who were in Dallas that day. When I saw those photographs, it was like, oh my God, it was getting to, I'd been gradually more and more suspecting that Slim's weird Nazi brother-in-law had something to do with all this, and as Watergate continued to unfold, because he claimed, brother-in-law claimed, as we called him, Slim referred to him as brother-in-law all the time, rather than as his brother, as my brother-in-law, as he, quote unquote, he just said brother-in-law. Slim liked to drop his articles when he talked. That was one of his affectations. So it was like, to me it was becoming more and more obvious that Slim's weird Nazi brother-in-law was my connection to the assassination. And that Lee Harvey Oswald, the only reason, all that Lee Harvey Oswald probably had to do with it was they picked me to talk to, because they knew Oswald was going to be framed for the assassination, and they were using false names, probably, and so they wanted me to name the people who they were impersonating to the Warren Commission in order to frame them, in case the lone assassin theory didn't hold up. In other words, they had another scenario worked out. I didn't believe in conspiracies. And besides that, nothing important ever happened to me. It was like, so I figured, when I went before the Warren Commission, I didn't mention it. It was a can of worms anyway, because if I had mentioned it, it would have been incriminating, and because I had wanted to kill Kennedy, the will on my part had been there. Brother-in-law had a clever way of ending the conversations to make them different in each case, but always to make it look like he probably wasn't serious.